Hello everyone, welcome to Katharine's Creatures, and this is a series where I get to touch base and talk a little bit about mythological creatures, beast beings, and the like pulled from lore worldwide, and this should be episode 98. And I always like to preface by saying that I am not a linguist, so if I mispronounce anything, I apologize in advance. I do try my best. And today I wanted to talk about the Iara, also known by variety names, including Iara, Yara. The Portuguese kind of version is Iara, or even by the name Mãe das Iguanas, the mother of water. And the Iara comes from Brazilian mythology, which is actually traces back even further to ancient Tupi as well as Guarani mythology. Anywho, what is the Iara? In kind of, I guess, more familiarized terms, think of it as a sort of water nymph or a siren, maybe even a mermaid that is based around the Amazonian River. And the Iara's form is a beautiful young woman, at least in the upper half, with sometimes described as green hair or coppery or brown skin or brown eyes. And then kind of like what we think of modern mermaids today, the lower half has a tail of what a river dolphin or manatee or sometimes even a fish body. So again, that very, related entity to what we perceive as mermaids. But the Iara's kind of iconic themes and sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. The storylines base their personality of this water being that usually is seen sitting on rocks, combing their long hair, and or sunbathing under the water near the surface. But the Iara is also known, and here comes the part where it relates a little bit to the siren, is that whenever she senses a man nearby, she will start to sing. And her song is very beautiful and alluring. And again, the whole point is to lure the man towards her. Once under her spell, the man will do whatever he can to leave in his world behind, his family, his friends, in order to forever live underwater with the Iara. And this is because there are twofold versions. One, the little nicer side, definitely geared toward the men's point of view, where the Iara will, once the man joins her, will do whatever she can to please him. And between her beauty and the fact that she will serve him however he sees fit, that's a very attractive deal to the man. On the other side, the darker side of the storylines, the Iara will actually seduce a man to come toward her in her watery abode in order to drown and slay him. Now, in a Brazilian folklore story, the origin kind of goes like this. There was a young indigenous woman who lived in some kind of patriarchal society, but regardless of that fact, she had this prowess and talent for warfare and fighting, and because of that, slowly gained the admiration of not only her tribe, but her father and the chief as well. But the problem is that because of her now, this status, this esteem that she started to build for herself, her brothers became jealous, exceedingly so. And so they planned to murder her. And unfortunately for them, their plan goes on awry because she is talented in warfare. So the story goes that Iara figures out her brother's plans, not only stops them, but slays all her brother in defense of herself. Of course, her father discovers all his sons killed by his daughter, and Iara turns to flee into the woods away from them. Unfortunately, her ability to stay hidden probably wasn't as strong as her talent of warfare, because she is eventually captured, brought back, and punished for her crimes of slaying her kin. And her punishment was to be drowned in the river. So from then on, the story goes that maybe the fact that she captures and tries to slay men is a kind of a vendetta against the fact of her history and her end. The fact that they punished her and her brothers try to slay her, and again, it's a vendetta against all men. On the other hand, it could be just happenstantial. But regardless, whatever happened was, when she was being drowned, the fish of the water took pity on her and transformed her at night into this mermaid-like being to become the entity we know as Iara, as we know it in Brazilian mythology today. So there you go. So the question is she villain or someone seeking vengeance? Or is she a good entity? Who's to say? But I thought the Iara's story, the background was really fascinating and wanted to shine some light upon her and her story, and again, Brazilian mythology in general. If you have any questions about this or anything else, post them in the comments below or reach out to me on any of my social media. Sorry about stumbling today. I've come back recently from a trip, so my brain is going everywhere at this moment in time. But yes, feel free to always reach out to me. And until next time, everyone, Skål.